We turn our focus overseas now, where U.S. diplomats have arrived in Syria for the first time in more than a decade. They will hold the first known face-to-face talks with the country's new leaders following the collapse of the Assad regime earlier this month. Now, among the delegation is Roger Carstens. He's in the Biden administration's, or I should say he is the Biden administration's top official for freeing Americans held overseas. And that's why you're seeing this man. One of the goals is to find missing American journalist Austin Tice. For more on all of this, we're joined by CBS News foreign correspondent Imtiaz Tyab, who just returned from Syria. Some fantastic reporting, Imtiaz. What more can you tell us?
Harold, good to be with you. Well, this is an extraordinary shift in Syria in the many extraordinary things that we've seen since the rapid collapse of the Assad regime. As we've been saying, we now have this U.S. delegation in Damascus for these first face-to-face talks with Syria's new rulers, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, which is an Islamist group which once upon a time was connected to al-Qaeda, and its leader, Jolani, who is now using his real name, Mr. Sharar. Now, they are going to be talking about a number of things, but top on that list is Austin Tice, as you mentioned. This is an American journalist who 12 years ago was kidnapped by an armed group inside of Syria. And while his family still believes he's alive since the collapse of the Assad regime, we have seen no trace of him. Now, on top of that, these U.S. officials will be pushing this new leadership in Syria to effectively promise to protect the minorities of Syria and indeed the rights of women in Syria. This, of course, is top of the list as well, given the fact that Syria has suffered this brutal civil war that lasted for nearly 14 years and is now over. But very quickly, Errol, I do want to reflect on the fact that in the days that I've spent in Syria following this extraordinary change, many Syrians in the country, that's around 20 million people, have suffered terribly under the rule of Bashar al-Assad. Just such brutality. And so these new leaders need to acknowledge that and also acknowledge the fact that there are 7 million Syrian refugees living abroad who want to come home. And so all of this comes at a time when the U.S. is paying very closely attention to this country and its new leadership.
Yeah,
Errol.
very good points. MTS, thank you for your reporting and thank you for this.